Hello and welcome to the new series of Drishti IS. I am Ritu and today's session is about APSPA in Manipur. So whenever you hear this term APSPA, what did you see? I see the face of Irom Sharmila who kept fast for 16 years against the APSPA, and what we can see that APSPA has returned to the Manipur. So this session is important for your GS2 perspective. Moving towards the points of discussion part. So first of all, we are going to discuss the news, then we are going to briefly discuss about the APSPA, then we are going to discuss the debates, the arguments in favor, the arguments against APSPA, and then we are going to discuss about the what would be the way forward approach. Then we are going to discuss practice question for prelims. Before that, you have to like, share and subscribe to our Drishti IS channel. Moving towards the news part. So before moving to the news part, I want to make an important announcement for you. As you already know that Drishti IS has several branches across the country, and Drishti IS has started its ISGS Foundation course exclusively in English medium. And if you want to know more information about such classes, you can call on to the number 8010440440, and in the Karol Bagh branch of Delhi, we can see that the class will begin by 26 November 6 p.m. Now we'll come to the news part. So what happened that you already know that since 2 years, almost 2 years, there is a ethnic violence and ethnic conflict happening in Manipur between the Meitei community and Kuki community. And because of the conflict, we can see that there are so many unrest happening in the Manipur area. And so many people are killed, women are raped, children are kidnapped. So many unwanted things are happening which should not happen. In wake of all those insecurity reason and so many conflicts, so many violence and so many insecurities, the government has taken a decision that APSPA will be reimposed in 6 regions of the Manipur. So this is about the APSPA will be reimposed in the Manipur, and those areas will be declared as the disturbed areas. So it has declared 6 police stations in 5 districts of Manipur as APSPA region. So now we'll come to the another part, that what is APSPA. So APSPA, what it does. So APSPA empowers armed forces to act in disturbed areas across northeastern states, and these are the states Arunachal Pradesh, Assam, Manipur, Meghalaya, Mizoram, Nagaland and Tripura, and there are different sections under the APSPA. So according to section 3 of this particular APSPA, what we can see that the authority which has been given to impose APSPA are the governor of the particular state, the administrator of the particular union territory, or central government can also impose the APSPA in that area. And what are the notifications? So the method of imposing APSPA in any area is to issue a notification through Gazette, and we can see what is the definition of the disturbed area according to this. So definition is that region where armed forces are necessary to assist civil authorities due to dangerous condition. So in a normal situation, the civilians govern any area and we do not need extra force. We have rules and regulation, we have laws and orders, and we follow those laws and orders, and on the basis of that the particular area is governed. But if the situation is out of control of the civilian authority, so in that case the military personnel are given the extra authority to deal with that disturbed area. And there are special powers under section 4, and under section 4 there is a power related to the use of force, and it is authorized to fire or use force including lethal after a due warning against unlawful assemblies of 5+ persons carrying weapons, firearms or explosives, and arrest without a warrant, search premises without a warrant based on the reasonable suspicion. And who are given such kind of powers? So army personnels are given such kind of the powers that you can arrest a person in a suspicion that the person is carrying arms, the person belongs to a territorial, or you can say a terrorist organization, the person might create a problem, and you can also search any premises in a suspicion that the premises has bomb or any kind of insecurity threat. So these are the powers has been given to the army personnel, and they can also use force without any warrant. So these are the condition under section 4. And what are the immunity? So under this, if any army personnel takes any kind of the action, the person is immune from the any kind of further action, and the person is not answerable. So it is protected from the legal action unless sanctioned by the central government. But we have also seen that few of these cases has been went to the court, Supreme Court, and there were various acknowledgement by the Supreme Court related to the AFSPA. So here we'll come to the arguments for repealing AFSPA. So many experts and so many human rights activists had raised concern regarding that why AFSPA is imposed into a certain area. There are many loopholes in the AFSPA. And what are the loopholes? So first they say that it has a colonial legacy like Rowlatt Act. So in Rowlatt Act, what we have seen that there was an arrest without warrant. So similarly, we have also in the AFSPA. So it says that it has a bad colonial legacy which is not suitable for the humanity and fundamental rights. So it violates the fundamental rights, right to freedom of speech and expression, right to live, right to privacy, right to liberty. So that's why this is also problematic in this case. And international law breaches. So we have international law related to the human rights law. We have human rights against torture, but it breaches the human law because it arrests any persons on the behalf of suspicion. So here the person has been not given a ground to prove themselves. Also, lack of accountability because it provides immunity from the prosecution. So that's why there is a lack of accountability to those army personnels. Militarization. So it promotes militarization because their civilians has no say. Their military has say, and the military will decide that whom they are going to arrest, whom they are suspicious about, which area they have to search, which kind of the force they have to use, and erodes federalism. So we have seen that there is a often conflict between the northeastern states and central government because various northeastern states says that many times the permission has been not taken from them, the consultation has been not taken from them that whether we should impose AFSPA or not. So India is a country which also has an element of federalism, so it erodes federalism. Now we'll come to the another aspect of it, that few experts says that there is a need of AFSPA in India because there are many areas which is out of control and which is out of control of civilian authority. So in that case, we need a mechanism like AFSPA, and they have given certain reasons for that. And what are those reasons? So the reason is border security. So they say that AFSPA is very vital for the border security, and we can see that in those areas where AFSPA is imposed, there is a less chances of breach in border security and constitutionally valid because this has been said by that according to the Supreme Court in Naga People's Movement with guidelines to prevent misuse. So Supreme Court has said that AFSPA is fine, but we have to prevent it from the misuse and counter insurgency. So it has been very effective in against the insurgent groups who were disturbing those areas, and national security. So it gives a national security to the people and misuse checks. So SC rulings, extrajudicial execution victim families clarified that AFSPA does not grant absolute immunity. So such kind of cases went to the Supreme Court, and what we have seen that many times many personals and many authorities related to the AFSPA has used their powers in a different way. So according to the Supreme Court had opined that the army personnel and the authorities related to the AFSPA has immunity, but that immunity is not absolute in nature. It means that they also have to show their accountability and they cannot randomly take any kind of the decisions. So this is related to the AFSPA. Now we have to come to the way forward approach, that what should be the way forward approach, because in Manipur and in various parts of the northeastern areas we can see that AFSPA is imposed. Then we can see that there was a removal of AFSPA, but after a certain period of time it was reimposed. and that has been continuous in case of northeastern areas. And what we can see that the civil life, the normal life of the northeastern area has been disturbed, because the civilians are always in this fear that might be they are arrested in the name of suspicion, might be there can be encountered to them, and maybe there can be any kind of suspicious related to the weapons and every kind of the thing. So we need to have a way forward approach that what should be the common ground for it. So building trust and confidence, and there should be the bottom of governance. So what we have seen that many times the state government had elect that they had not consulted before. So it should have a bottom up governance. It means that from panchayats to the central government, it should be consulted that what are the problems of this particular area. Might be they are able to identify those insurgent groups, and without imposing AFSPA, they are able to solve those problems. Also, prioritizing peace accords. So first, government must push for formalizing a concrete peace accords. There were various peace accords signed between central government and various state governments, but those were not effective in nature. So we have to make them very effective, and whatever the promises and whatever the agreements made in those peace accords, that must be followed. And enhanced connectivity. So what we can see that it will directly impact the security scenario of India's northeast, and the long run will contribute to the complete removal of the AFSPA. So what we can see that we often see that there is a lack of connectivity, and we call it that so-called main areas and so-called the northeastern areas. But nothing is mainland and nothing is northeastern. Every part of this country is mainland, and every person is a main person. So we could not segregate like that. This is a mainland, the Hindi speaking belt is the mainland, and the people who are not speaking Hindi are not the part of the mainland. So we should not create such kind of controversy. They should have a connectivity, and if they should have a connectivity, might be there are chances will not face such kind of problems. Also, while imposing any kind of such mechanism, we have to take care of the human rights, that it should not violate the human rights. The innocent people should not be killed, they should not be arrested, and they should be the run of their normalcy. So this is about the AFSPA, and we need to have a bottom-up approach. There should be the consultation between the state government and the central government and the union territories, so that there can be a more talks related to the security concerns. And after having consultation, if the situation is out of control, in that scenario we are able to, and the central government is bound to impose such kind of the mechanism. Now we'll come to the question part. The question is, with reference to the Armed Forces Special Powers Act, AFSPA, consider the following statement. AFSPA can only be imposed by the central government without the need for any state level approval. The Supreme Court of India has upheld the constitutionality of AFSPA. AFSPA grant absolute immunity to armed forces personnel from prosecution for actions taken under the Act. Which of the statement given above are correct? 1 and 2 only, 2 only, 1 and 3 only, 1, 2 and 3. So you have to answer this into the comment section. I hope you like this session. If you have any queries related to the session, kindly ask in the comment section. Thank you. Have a nice day.
For more informative content, like, share and subscribe, and do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.